Uh,
All right. Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pod and Long. Hello, friends. I'm Ryan. It's great to have you with us. I'm here looking live on a man who's doesn't have to worry about a coin flip.
no,
It's Megastar Mark.
this might be a neutral site though. I'm not quite
Are you in
sure
a
where
neutral
I'm
site right
recording
now?
from. Yeah, right.
Indianapolis. You're
Have they
with
locked
Jim
down where
Irsay?
that neutral site's
No,
going
it's supposed to be announced this week though, or they might. I don't know. I honestly, I would wait until you make sure that the Bills even get to the AFC
Yeah.
Championship game. I mean, it seems kind of silly. Although you do have to tell
But
these
you want to
fans,
sell tickets and
right,
stuff too.
right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is this week. You know, there are teams, cities submitting bids to be the neutral site, which Goodell's is
Okay.
going to pick one. You know, and
Yeah.
Rochester submitted a bid, which I think real funny.
Where
Okay.
would they even play?
Nowhere. Doesn't matter. I like the confidence in Rochester being like, yeah, you know what?
Neutral site.
We're neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
We're neutral.
Yeah.
I'm also here with my other co-host. It's Killer Greg 17. The Dobbs Nation, baby. It's over.
Dobbs Dynasty.
Dobbs
Yep.
Dynasty is
Fucking
done.
over.
Dobbs
Giving up power like
Dynasty
the
done.
Emperor after World War II.
The Emperor of the
Let's go with
Roller.
Star Wars on that for a second.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh, the
Dynasty,
Titans
end of the
crash.
Dynasty, the Emperor. All right.
Yeah,
I guess
no,
it
it
would have
worked.
been Dobbs
It worked.
Empire.
Listen.
Would have been a little better.
I was
Dobbs
impressed
Empire.
you went that deep with it. I mean, that was good.
It has a lot of layers. It's like a glass onion. We are here to talk about Week 18. We're here to do our segments. We gonna pick the playoffs.
We
I don't know
gonna pick the
why- I don't
playoffs.
know why I said it that way. We're gonna pick the playoffs. We're going over what happened in Week 18, and let's start it off with Black Monday.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had Black Monday, which was in years past. Black Monday has been very funny.
Yes.
Hilarity could ensue, but not really this time. Kind of.
Right. We started off with a bang, and I got really excited
Started
around
off with a
noontime
bang.
on Monday.
We found out Lovie Smith was fired.
Right. He's gone. That was not why I was
Uh,
excited.
I'm a little surprised by that, to be honest with you.
Lovie Smith
too.
was fired. Let's start with him.
Though I do have a theory.
He was fired 1 hour after the game ended on
Right.
Sunday.
Right. Which we're going to get to that game. I have strong opinions on that.
That
one.
is, we're talking about it now, right?
Let's talk. Yeah, let's
That
talk
is-
about it.
That is so reactionary
Mhm.
that Lovey definitely upset them.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that one of two scenarios happened. I think Lovey's a little too good for this, but I also don't know the man, so maybe not. I'm unbelievably petty, and people
Mm.
think I'm an upstanding guy.
Accurate.
I legitimately think Lovey Smith knew he was getting canned
Yeah.
and intentionally won the game to fuck them. He's been trying to win the last 3 games.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, the Texans have been playing way too good.
Mhm.
They almost beat the
Or-
Chiefs.
Yeah,
But,
they
yeah,
were
almost
very
beat the Chiefs.
competitive.
They almost beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they won this game against, I mean, the Colts are hapless, but like still.
Yeah.
I think he knew. I think he knew that he was getting fired, and he won on purpose to fuck him.
And boy, did he fuck them. I
Yeah.
mean, this is a huge fuck up. Like, I mean, if you're a Texans fan, this is massive. I can't put this into. I mean, I was texting you guys this because it just blew my mind how you go into a weekend thinking you are in the driver's seat to turn your whole franchise around, and it is completely fallen apart after one win.
Mm.
It is. I mean, like you've now gone from you have the second overall pick, which means if you want the best, quarterback, you're gonna have to trade up. And you have to trade even going from 2 to 1, you're gonna give up you're gonna give up at least 2 first rounders. That's
Yeah.
a huge deal. A huge deal.
By
So,
winning that game, they have to leverage their entire
Yeah.
future
Yeah.
to basically get what would have happened if they just lost.
if they just right, and that's what blows my mind. You could have done nothing and been in a substantially better spot, but Lovey got him to win. And you know what? I don't blame the players. They're proud people. I
No,
totally
don't
get it.
either.
They want to go out and win.
And again, so the other option is that Lovey accidentally won, and they were so pissed at him that they weren't intending to fire him.
Yeah.
But after that, they were like, "No,
Oh.
we gotta get rid of this guy. Fuck you. What the fuck?"
I am all on board, Greg, with option 1. I think they knew they were going to fire. I think they knew halfway
Week
through the
1.
season. Right. I
Yeah.
think they knew that this wasn't going to last. He was a placeholder. Maybe he even knew. I don't know. But man, what a way to go out. I kind of give him credit.
My other conspiracy is that the Colts let them win.
Mm.
Like-
right.
None of that
maybe.
mattered to the Colts. And now, theoretically, the Colts don't have to play
Mhm.
against the greatest quarterback of a decade
Mhm.
for the next decade.
Right.
Like,
Right.
by letting the Texans win, now they don't have to see this guy 2 times a year for 6 years.
Mm-hmm. True.
Maybe we'll see what the Bears do.
Maybe.
Oh, they're going to give up. I mean, Bears are what a great position for them to be in.
Right.
There are
Either they draft a great guy and they give up on Fields, which I honestly think they should do, but they won't, or they secure their draft capital for the next 3 years.
yeah, right. Right. And I don't even think they're really going to drop down that far. You know,
Yeah.
there's a
Everybody in the top
I can think of a
five needs
team that should
quarterback.
trade up.
Right,
I can think of a team.
Listen, Ryan, you're right though. There's teams in the top 10. You're not even dropping that far. You're still going to get a top 10 talent.
I
This is
would
a good draft year too. So
The 9th pick and
yeah,
some other stuff.
throw them in there.
Yeah. Either way, it's bad. And the spin from like NFL reporting is really weird. How they're like, oh no, he wasn't fired because of this. It was because of dysfunction during the season. Remember Brandon Cooks, how he didn't want to play?
No.
Like, does that have anything to do with Lovie Smith?
No,
I don't think so.
Lovie Smith is a damn good coach. He might be a Peter Principle guy. He might just be a good coordinator, but he is somebody I would love to have on my team.
Here's a question, or here's a fact, I guess. He was the Bears coach for a long time. He
Yeah.
just helped out the Bears.
Right. There you go.
He's still helping out the Bears.
Another layer to the conspiracy theory.
Oh, Lovey. He shouldn't even gotten the job.
No. Nope.
They shouldn't have hired him in the first place because they had that other coach that they fired after 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes you feel good as a fan, don't it?
Yeah.
Not only do you lose out the number 1 overall pick, but you've gone through 2 coaches in 2 years.
And there's a lot of things at play here. Like lots of African American head coaches getting fired after 1 season.
Yeah.
Is a rough look, and
I mean,
they've done it again here.
I hope I'm not like stepping into a hive of bees here.
Oh God, don't do
but
it.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
Okay.
I mean, is there a possibility that these people are only getting hired because they're African American and that they are not actually that qualified for the job?
I don't know.
Like, I still think we need more
I feel like
African
Lovie
American
Smith
coaches. I'm not saying, but like the Rooney Rule is a farce.
It is. It's a joke.
flawed.
It's an absolutely joke. It's an absolute joke. You'll have coaches picked out well ahead, and then they'll just hire they'll interview a token African American candidate just to get over the rule. It's ridiculous.
Like poor Eric Bieniemy has been interviewed like 40 times,
right? Because he's like everyone's favorite, Rooney Rule guy. And also like there's a GM because it applies for GMs now, and there's one GM who always gets interviewed and never gets it, and it's same reason, unfortunately. Lovie Smith is qualified. I mean, he did lead the Bears.
Right.
Was he the Super Bowl coach? Was he when they? I mean, I can't remember what
he may have been.
He had very good seasons with them, and
yes.
obviously his team was his teams have always been very solid. And but this was like a win. I think he wanted to get back into the head coaching job. I think this was the only opportunity he had, so he took it.
Yeah. Yep.
A part of me thinks that even they told him like this might not be more than a 1-year deal. Like going into this,
right? Maybe he knew. But that was an odd game, which we'll talk more about, I guess, when we get there. But also an odd firing to fire him so fast,
right?
Not even
Greg's idea. I do. I think he kind of fucked him. I kind of like it now.
It was a petty move to go out and win.
Yeah.
Once he found out he wasn't getting to coach Bryce Young next year, he was like, why am I doing this? I'm just getting more losses on my record for you.
Right.
What the fuck am I doing that for? All right, let's get to the funny one. Our boy.
Oh no.
Mr.
There
Cliff
he is.
Kingsbury, right there.
Right
He's
behind
in my
you.
background all the first season of this podcast.
Have we checked on him? He hasn't moved in like 18 weeks. Like,
you all right over there,
maybe we
Cliff?
see if he's
Cliff?
okay. No. We're gonna have a weekend at Bernie's
buddy.
situation here.
Cliff, you all right? He got fired. Cliff Kingsbury fired. The Cardinals are a mess.
Good. Kingsbury stinks.
Kingsbury stinks.
Fired.
Kyler Murray stinks.
He signed a 5-year contract in August.
There was a
Oh boy.
it got announced. They were
Why?
like, okay,
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, the one thing that made me think like, okay, well, they fired Kingsbury. That's the right move. I don't think the three of us will argue that was not the right move. That had to be done.
He had to get fired.
And I'm like, well, maybe they're going to turn a corner. And then I read the Cardinals are going to coordinate with Kyler Murray to select the next head coach. I'm like, well, never mind. Right down the toilet again. Like that is
Why?
because then also Kyler Murray can hold that over the coach's head.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's a conflict of interest.
Unless
It's like
you
Aaron Rodgers and his little man baby of a coach.
Right.
unless
right.
you can get Lincoln Riley to leave USC.
Yeah, right. You
Is
hire
it,
a coach
yeah.
and let him
Maybe-
coach the squad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think it's a double hit.
coordinate with Kyler is just poor wording. Maybe
Yeah.
they mean someone who can be more in tune with Kyler's play ability.
Sure.
Like maybe they just said it bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to have like a list that, the team makes a decision and then goes to Kyler and says, here's what we're thinking. What do you think? That's fine. I just don't want Kyler to be like, like picking candidates here. Like, I think that's a bad idea. Don't let him
Right.
spearhead it.
Cliff Kingsbury, when he was hired by the Cardinals, I remember thinking, this guy?
Yeah, he sucked in college.
He also was fired by Texas Tech
right.
when he got a head coaching job. So you were
Which-
fired from the minor leagues, but then you got a head coaching job in the major leagues.
Yep.
Which is bizarre.
Wasn't he
4
another one who
years.
just knew Sean McVay and that was enough?
Yeah, he once shared a rent a car with Sean McVay.
Right.
Kingsbury's probably just going to go back to college and run
As
and shoot offense at
Honestly,
like
he should.
Arizona State or something, and it'll be fine. But
He absolutely should.
this never was going to work. It didn't work.
was-
Shocking. It never worked.
And
Also,
the
there-
contracts were just, oh God.
His contract is crazy.
Yeah.
You have to pay, I think, 4 years.
Yeah.
4 more years or 5
Right.
more years. I'm not sure.
And they fired the GM too, I saw.
he stepped down, so I don't think they had
Okay.
to pay dead money to him because he was having health issues
Mm-hmm.
and decided to step away from the team.
Smart
which
man.
probably means I'm getting the fuck out of
Yep.
here. But I don't think he gets paid for that. If you quit, I don't think you get paid for that.
Yeah,
So,
but still, though, I mean,
Still
only so
bad.
many lifeboats on this Titanic. You might
Still
as well
bad.
get in one while you can.
still bad. And by the way, Kyler Murray can't play next year. He's injured. He
Mhm.
has a torn ACL. He will not play next year, most likely. So the
Really?
team
I
is-
didn't even know that.
Well, yeah,
he got
tore
hurt
his
in like
ACL,
December,
Yeah, which takes about a year to come back from.
and Odell Beckham still isn't back from his Super Bowl
right.
tear. So
Tre'Davious White on the Bills, it literally was year to year. He got injured on Thanksgiving and he came back on Thanksgiving this
Yeah.
year. So it is a year.
right. So we might not see him next year. I mean, to be honest, I probably wouldn't put him out there. If I was
No.
the Cardinals, I'd just say just sit it out.
Rest
So
up.
Kingsbury gets fired. It's inevitable. But I
Yeah,
thought there was
Yeah.
more to come, I guess.
I think there will be.
Okay.
I think so too. I think once people lock down Sean Payton, I think
Yes.
that enables a lot more people to get fired.
Right. They said the one who I'm expecting next is Sean McVay. I think he's going to just resign. I think
Oh
he's,
yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Right. So I think he's gone next. In fact, actually, I think he said today he gave his assistant coaches permission to go seek other jobs, which I mean,
You don't do that.
that's the right thing to do, by the way. That is absolutely the right thing to do. So they're
Right.
not stuck in limbo with the idea that like, hey, if somebody wants to interview for a coordinator, don't even ask. Like, just go do it. You got it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
There's also a few. I mean, Jeff Saturday's not keeping that job.
no.
And
None of the three.
there's
well,
there's interim coaches. There's Wilkes.
Wilkes might keep that.
I feel
What do you
like
think about that, Ryan?
I think that this is the problem with these Lovie Smith, Steve Wilkes people is that you really need a great offensive coordinator to come in,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not getting one unless you make him head coach,
Yeah, there's not that many.
and there's not that many out
Yeah.
there. So that's the problem here. But I think as like a motivator and a guy who turned the ship around, probably deserves to keep the job, to be honest.
players
Probably
love him.
deserves it. Will he? I doubt it. I don't think it's gonna happen. Unless
You
they
want-
have unless they can find an offensive coordinator to come in under his
Mm-hmm.
that he's okay with, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I
think
saw
they're gonna-
they're interviewing Ken Dorsey for the
Yeah,
Bills.
they're interviewing Ken Dorsey. They're gonna interview I think the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator.
I like him a lot, actually.
Yeah.
he's pretty good. So
He got a lot done with not that much talent.
He did get a lot done.
Exactly. Like some of these, like I like the enemy and I like Ken Dorsey, but like look at what they got to work with.
yeah,
You know, look at what he had to work with, knowing also that his
Goff.
defense is going to be off the field in a minute. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he got a lot out of that team. So I like him a lot. I think he should be a next head coach. I think he's very talented.
I still think there's 60-40 that Wilkes probably should get the job
Mhm.
based on his performance. But Saturday, that's rough, man. I
There's
don't know
no
what's
way.
happening to him. There's no
There's
way.
no way.
He's done.
And
He's
I'll
done.
tell you, I think Todd Bowles only keeps the job if Tom Brady sticks around. So we got to
Agreed.
wait for
And
that.
I don't think that's happening. Dennis
don't-
Allen,
Yeah.
the Saints coach, there's a
Yeah.
good chance he might go.
That
What
fucking
about-
Chargers dude needs to get fired. He's the worst
He-
coach in the history of the world.
He is just eyeing that wild card and be like, what can I
Ooh.
do?
He's the exact opposite
What
of
can I
that
do?
Lions head coach.
Yeah, right.
Like
Oh.
he succeeded because of all the talent.
yeah, right.
Oh,
Vrabel?
Fuck, what the fuck? You're gonna fire
Well-
your entire coach. This is the most Patriots thing of all time.
yes.
They fired their entire coaching staff except for Vrabel.
yeah.
Get fucked. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
I'm surprised. I was really
is
surprised.
not going to happen because Belichick
Yeah,
confirmed he's staying,
That's so weird too.
which is
yeah,
bizarre.
but maybe he can be like coach in waiting.
Yeah, right. He can
Maybe
come back.
right. Maybe he can carry Belichick's weed for a little while.
He's the Brutus Beefcake.
Right. He could be the
Beefcake?
Brutus Beefcake of Bill Belichick.
Kind of already is the Beefcake.
Yeah.
And this is like when Beefcake and Hogan had the falling out.
right.
Don't go out on your own, Beefcake.
I mean, how? How do you look at that team and say, yeah, this is everyone's fault except for the person in charge?
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's bad.
weird. Let's start with our categories in week 18, unless you have any other coaches you think may get fired. But I guess we can
I'd
touch
fire
them.
Vrabel twice if I could.
Fire you twice. Let's start with
Fire
your-
him, send him an email being like, oh my God, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. I CC'd you on the wrong email.
Yeah.
Please
Fire
come
me.
back. This was a
I'm
mistake.
already
And then when he
fired.
gets there, meet him at the parking lot and fire him again.
I just wanted to film it this time.
Yeah.
I want to relive
The,
this.
the Hard Knocks wasn't here for the first one.
They just posted on their media with like the Rudy soundtrack in the
Yeah.
back.
Oh God.
He becomes Clayface.
Oh God. Oh, one more thing I want to say about fired coaches, which I think I like making fun of coaches and all that. So they make tons of money, and it's not so sad to make $60 million to sit on your butt. Come on,
Yeah, right. That's a
calm
dream.
down. But I did laugh at all these people saying like, "Thank you, coach," on social media. Like, get fucked.
Oh my God.
Get
Yeah.
fucked, Texans. Thanks, Lovey. Thanks for your contributions.
Yeah.
Why? He wasn't contributing enough to stay and keep the job. Why are you putting that out there?
It's gonna be embarrassing in like 5 years. It'd be like the equivalent of me as a Bills fan. Be like, thanks, Dick Duran, for running the team into the ground.
God, Dick Duran. Welcome to Football Foobar soon. Winning you're in. First category, your Titans and the Dobbs dynasty came crumbling down, and the Jacksonville Jaguars went to the playoffs.
Shocker.
I
Yeah,
actually
think
thought Dobbs played okay
He's
in the
fine.
Oh,
first
he
half,
did?
he's a totally fine backup.
but
Which
Uh,
you always need.
Which the Titans love. They've
Yeah.
never seen a backup they didn't want to give a 3-year deal to.
Yeah.
okay, all right.
I saw a stat. I wish I could remember it, but I think what's the number one thing I've said all year about the Titans? No ability to come back.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I think they flashed a stat. I want to say it was 14-0. It might have just been 8-0, but basically they didn't win a single game all year, possibly even going back 2 years where they have trailed.
Wow. At any point in the game?
That's what I thought the stat was.
No,
we're recording on a Tuesday. This was
Yeah.
That was
No, but
Saturday
But
night.
considering what we've seen out of the Titans this year, Greg, I'm not surprised at this news.
right. And that's why I'm so fucking upset with Vrabel is because, all right, fine. The Titans have been okay the last couple years, but he has no capacity to actually lead this
Yeah.
fucking team when they need it.
Mhm.
He just happened. Derrick Henry just happens to go wild sometimes, and then he doesn't need to try that hard. Vrabel, not Henry.
Right.
Or sometimes they stop their only weapon, and then what?
Mhm.
Fucking nothing clever, nothing. There's no like gritting it out. The team just fucking crumbles.
I
Why
thought
do
it
we
was
want this person?
like Henry has carried the ball 40 times in a game before, at least at
Yeah.
Alabama, right? Didn't he carry it 43 times in a game when Alabama couldn't throw the ball and that was their plan? Like, we do not care. We're running him into the ground. Why did they not go with that plan? I mean, I think they tried a little bit. I think he had 30 carries, but
Yeah.
he
A little
needed
different.
more.
Yeah,
He needed
in
more.
the NFL, you really do need a threat of a passing, at least the nominal threat of a passing game. And the Titans just with Tannehill, and then obviously Willis didn't work out, and Dobbs, like, I think, performed better than a lot of people thought he would. But they got to get some sort of credible threat at quarterback.
I don't think they're moving on
Yeah.
from Tannehill, though.
Oh, that'd be
No.
ridiculous.
I'm reading an article about it right here. Vrabel said this about Tannehill. He wants him to get as healthy as he possibly can and go and be our quarterback.
Fucking horrible.
Wait for it. There's more. This is the part that upsets me. And figure out things that are going to help us win.
What does that mean? Isn't that your job, Vrabel?
Isn't that your fucking
Mhm.
job? I had to say that to somebody the other day. I'm like, I'm not getting paid to do your job.
Mhm.
I think it was UPS. They wanted. They were
Okay.
like, well, go call this person. I'm like, I'm not getting paid to do your job. And
Yeah.
Then they hung up on me. Something I didn't know UPS could do.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where to go from there. Greg's fight with the UPS guys. No, I mean, that's ridiculous. And also Tannehill, it's not like he's a young kid who needs to figure this out. Like,
He's old.
pretty clear
Right.
he ain't got it at this point. I don't know. I just with the plethora of quarterbacks who are going to be available and who
Yeah.
could be available for trade and free
Mhm.
agency and the draft. Like, I think it'd be, if they go into next season with Tannehill again, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. That's no. Ugh. I hope not.
Let me talk about the Jags for one quick second here. I don't think Trevor Lawrence played very well at all in this game.
No.
No, he didn't.
He missed several throws that should have been touchdowns.
That's
was
kind
one
of
where-
his thing.
There was one guy who was wide open in the back of the end zone, completely whiffed. Another
Oh, yeah,
one
that's right,
where
yeah.
he threw it too short and I think it was intercepted in the goal line. He missed a couple throws in the fourth quarter too. Like
Mhm.
they should have been up. They didn't need that like fumble recovery touchdown or whatever that was at the end. They didn't need that. If Lawrence played well at all, the Jaguars just roll. But he did not play well. It was bad.
He was, but I give him a benefit of the doubt because he did put together a couple good games before this. So I'm not.
He's a little spotty.
Yeah,
He is.
He was
He
not good.
looks
As young
like a rookie
quarterbacks are.
quarterback, despite not actually being a rookie.
Right.
But a lot of turmoil for him. Like,
Went
you
over
know,
that.
And we did a football foober on it. All right. Winning your end, Dolphins. Win the ugliest game of the season,
Oh,
maybe, against the Jets.
Fucking baseball game broke out.
What the hell happened here?
6-11.
I mean, this
We had Mike White out. We had Joe Flacco in. We had whoever the hell,
Yeah.
Skylar
Skylar
whoever.
Thompson. Yeah.
Skylar Thompson, who looked like somebody who had his hair set on fire and was told to go play quarterback.
I mean, the Jets have a good defense. Let me preface that. I mean, that was
Yeah.
not an easy draw for anybody. I think even if Tua or Bridgewater played, I think they would have won, obviously, but I think it would have still been a low scoring game. But that was an ugly
It
performance.
was very ugly, but the Dolphins and our boy
Yeah,
get into the playoffs.
he gets in his first year. That's impressive. That's amazingly impressive.
And he
People
still
are
might get
saying
fired.
the only thing that
No, he
saved
won't get
him.
He
Yeah,
still
he
might
won't-
get fired.
He won't get fired.
Nobody reasonable would fire him under these circumstances.
Except
Right.
for the Dolphins owners who are weird. They're bizarre.
That's what happens when you have billionaires owning things. Like they
Yeah.
don't understand
Life.
life.
People.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, why didn't you work harder? My two fucking quarterbacks died.
Yeah. Greg, I don't think you're pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Maybe you
Yeah.
should stop buying avocado
Mm.
toast and lattes and,
Mm.
work.
It's embarrassing.
Maybe try working. Winning your
How
end.
about harder?
Harder.
Work harder, Greg.
when you're in, Seahawks beat the Rams. They get in because of some help, but they get in. Rams crashed back to earth. Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield was. I mean, they still took it to overtime, I guess. Baker Mayfield looked terrible.
He's
in
in every
this.
other guy apparently.
He looked bad in
Yeah,
this one.
right.
They
He,
were bad.
They did say that this is the worst winning a Super Bowl and then the following season any team's ever had.
It was ugly. I mean, their 4 best players were all hurt.
Sure.
So
Sure.
what were they
But
supposed
I mean,
to do?
they weren't playing great even when Stafford
No.
and Cup and everybody was okay.
No, they were still losing.
Right. They were still losing games.
They
It
were
was
still
just
losing those games.
Not as embarrassing losing games.
But
as
they,
Yeah.
I mean, you had to expect it.
yeah.
Like
I thought they were still going to make the playoffs.
They
but
hired a bunch of mercenaries,
Yeah. Right.
and then those
Yeah.
mercenaries went somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fuck those picks plan is blowing up in their face, and now they're gonna have no Sean McVay potentially.
I mean, it is a little Pete Carroll-ish. I guess it's a little bit different though. But like, I mean, this team, there's no chance to rebuild this team. You
No,
have no draft
you
picks.
can't.
You have no money. Like, I mean, how are you supposed to put this squad together? They're gonna hire maybe that Lions coach. Maybe they're gonna hire like an incredibly young offensive
Yeah.
coordinator and say like, let's see what you can do. Like, let's
They
make
can't.
an experiment.
Are they gonna play Stafford though? You guys been saying he's retiring.
I agree with Greg. I don't think he can play anymore. I
Yeah.
think he'll probably try, but I just don't think he can do it.
They
Right.
can't.
I don't think
they
he
can't-
has it in him to just hang it up.
There's no
Agreed.
quarterback to get. They can't trade.
It's going to
for
be
one.
bad. It's going to be real bad.
Aaron Donald might retire.
Yeah, he should retire. He absolutely should retire.
What's gonna happen with Jalen Ramsey?
He'll bitch and then get traded.
Yeah. All right. Finishing up the season here, we've got a few quick hitters. None of these are really that fascinating, I don't think, but stop me if I'm wrong. Chiefs glide past the Raiders. The Fighting Stidhams. That's over.
Yeah,
The Fighting
was-
Stidhams
Yeah, right.
doesn't work for 2 weeks in a row. Sorry.
McDaniels, I guess, is going to stay just because of the contract, which I love that. That's
Yeah.
I think he's a horrible coach, a bad person, but I do think that's funny. So
Yeah, oh, it's hysterical.
he can't get fired.
Nobody deserves him more than the Raiders.
Yeah, right.
Well,
right.
there's still a chance that they could steal Brady. I think that's part of the
You think
There's
that's
plan
no
here.
oh my
fucking
god.
way.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think
I
Brady's
think
going to
that's
go
part
to
of it.
Here's
Brady
the thing.
won't go to the AFC West and get like
It's
stomped
stupid.
on?
He's not that dumb. I don't think
Yeah.
he would do that.
Legitimately,
But
and I
it's an
say
option.
this only with a little bit of hyperbole. The Raiders are too embarrassing for Tom Brady.
Mhm.
Like they have no
Yeah.
prestige.
They-
Even when
not
they
anymore,
did have
yeah.
prestige, they
Mhm.
were still a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, dressing up with they're all black and your fucking pads with the Legion. You're basically the Legion of Doom, the fucking
Yeah.
NFL team.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's not going to the Raiders. He's going to do the LeBron. You go to like a team with prestige.
Mhm.
If the Packers played in a dome, Tom Brady would go to the Packers.
Sure.
That's-
Sure.
Same with the Bears. If the Bears play in the dome, I could see Tom Brady with the Bears.
I still think
not
New
going to
Orleans is probably the best.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, right.
He's not going to the Texans. He's not going to
Yeah.
the Titans. He's not
I'm
going to
just-
the Raiders.
The
These are
only
all
thing
embarrassing teams.
The only
Mhm.
thing I would say to counter that is that you're going with your boy Josh McDaniels, who you had this success with. You're gonna get Devontae Adams if you go there,
Mhm.
and you're gonna have Josh Jacobs. He's a pretty good player. Plus, Hunter Renfro is totally a Brady guy, and he would definitely be great.
What do you
with
mean by
Brady.
that, Ryan?
He's a lacrosse playing
Oh, I
white
got
boy.
you.
I
okay,
in the
yeah,
slot.
no, makes sense.
Jacobs is a free agent though, and I think
Yeah.
he's wise to get out of there. He's an
Yeah, I think he
unrestricted
probably
free
will.
agent. He
I
can
think
just
he probably
leave.
will leave, right?
So, yeah.
But there's enough pieces there, and it's exciting and a big stadium in Vegas and stuff. Like he's a single guy. What do single guys do when they get
Oh my
divorced? They
gosh,
go to
that's
Vegas,
actually a good
baby.
point.
They go to
Sure.
Vegas and they
Gonna
go.
marry Celine
They
Dion.
get crazy.
I
Um,
can see that. I mean, he is kind of a crypto bro.
Yeah,
He's a
he
weirdo
is.
crypto
It's like the
bro.
most Vegas thing.
Single and ready to mingle.
I
Oh,
still think New
shit.
Orleans. I
You're making a
feel
compelling
very strongly New Orleans
Why doesn't he just retire?
because
He's not
the
retiring
light has
after
got to
this.
be on Poochie at all times, Greg.
He's embarrassing. He's one of two teams to make
Mhm.
to make the playoffs with a losing record.
When we get to our playoff picks, I have thoughts on this.
Okay, we're gonna get there. Your Bills, Mark.
Yeah.
They beat the Pats. This was great. I loved every second of this.
This was
The
cool.
opening kickoff for a
Ah.
touchdown.
Very cool.
was awesome.
And he fucking did it again.
And he did twice.
He did twice. When was the last time you saw a kickoff return? Let alone twice in the
I
same
think
game.
Scott Hansen said it hasn't happened since 2010.
Yeah.
Before the rules changed.
You're right. Yeah, about to say because we used to get kickoff for. I mean, Devin Hess. We talked about this in one episode. Like Devin Hess for all these classic return guys, and it just doesn't happen unless you're woefully inept at special teams. Which, hello, Patriots.
Oh, it made me laugh because I remember Chris Berman always making fun of the Bills special teams during NFL Prime Time. He's like, Bills special teams again.
Right.
Oh God.
Yep. Always pretty bad.
Not this time, my friend.
They're pretty solid.
The Bills are great. Good win for them. It was really fun to see them go and win.
Josh Allen didn't play too hot.
No, he didn't.
No, but they didn't need it.
Yeah, but like he was injured for.
He's still hurt.
No, he wasn't injured.
He's still hurt though. He's played through. He hasn't missed a game, but he's played through it.
He's had a tremendous amount of red zone interceptions.
Yes, he has.
Right, and he had at least one in this game.
Yeah.
Did he have two?
No, he just had one. But he's in previous games. He's done that. Somebody compared him, and I feel like this is a very good comparison. And I'm not saying like he's bound for the Hall of Fame. He might be if he keeps it up. But like him and Brett Favre. Brett Favre threw so many picks. But just like Josh Allen has this thing. He just forgets about it. Like he just goes like, well, whatever. If I do it again, I do it again. And like Brett Favre was just like that. And that is good. I think mostly good. But there are some times he's going to lose you a game because he's going to throw a stupid pick, just like Brett Favre lost the game. Hopefully he doesn't steal from children and show his dad after he retires. But
seems like he won't.
Hopefully he doesn't steal from children.
Doesn't seem the type.
I don't get that vibe from Josh.
It's a higher than 0% chance that he does.
I don't get that vibe from him.
Okay, we're crossing over here for a little second, but I need some clarity.
Okay.
Ted DiBiase is also in trouble for that.
He is.
Yes, he's part of it.
Yep.
Is it
part
the
of it?
same
It is.
Scam?
It's the same scam. Yep, same
he's part
scam.
He's part of the scam. He's like an investor in the group that Favre was
also
heading up.
I think I've told you guys about this. My favorite 30 for 30 was The Best That Never Was, the story about Marcus Dupree. He's also involved in this.
Oh,
really?
Right.
Did they all know that what they were doing was so awful? Or was it like somebody came to them and was like, hey, man, there's government money just sitting all over the place. We can just, if we just fill out the right forms, we can take that.
Maybe it started like that, but I feel like at one point they all knew this wasn't on the up and up. At some point, they figured it out and they kept going.
You made a really good presentation about this business plan, but I do have a question. On all the checks we keep getting, it says for welfare on it. Is that like the name of our company or something?
Yes,
is that French or make money?
Also, I keep getting pictures of sad children. Is that also like? Should I get those
directly
in the mail,
to my inbox? It says, thank you
every
for
morning.
the money.
Right.
And that weird song with the dog commercial.
Yeah, right. Sarah McLachlan is involved.
Just plays everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, it just plays.
Yeah, did we license that?
ECW, just do it.
I mean, it's Ted DiBiase. What else could he be doing? Like he's a $1 million man villain. Of course he's doing this. Of course he's stealing from welfare. Oh boy. What about Mac Jones? Is he done? Is he out of there?
So
did you hear what Belichick said about him?
This is either
Can you do the impression?
I really want to guess.
Yeah,
I want to guess. All right,
do an impression of it.
Do you have a hoodie? Can you put it up?
What I do?
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Yep.
I like how you tucked it into your headphones too, like he would.
We're gonna have to look at it on the off season, and all I have to say is that he's not the quarterback that I thought he was.
It's close.
Pretty close. Yeah,
that's pretty close.
They asked him, like, is he the quarterback for the Patriots next year? And he says, and it's like, I feel like Mac Jones has the ability to play quarterback.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty close.
Yes.
That's pretty close. You did it. You got Belichick down. Even tucking it into your headphones like he does.
I thought that was a good touch. Yeah.
With his little headset, he tucks his hat into it. Like, what an idiot. Oh God, Belichick's back. He's trying to break that record, right? He's just trying to get most wins of all time. Is that what
he's trying to gun down Shula? Yeah,
he's trying to get Shula. God damn you!
You remind me of when Bruce Smith was trying to get the sack record from Reggie White, and he went to Washington to prolong it. In his first year, he had 10 sacks. You're like, oh, okay. And then it went down to like 5, 3,
Yeah.
2. It was like, well, you got it, but
You made it, but not. Oh boy. All right. Vikings over Bears. The Bears lose. They get the number 1 pick.
good for
Justin
them.
Fields. Ay.
I read today that
He's
the
staying?
Steelers get the 32nd pick because they get the Bears second rounder, which is first in the pick number 1 in the second round now, and because the Dolphins fucked up and they lost their draft pick.
Yes.
It
The
is now the
Dolphins.
third. They basically got a first round draft pick for Chase
Yeah.
Claypool.
Yeah.
So-
The
That's
Dolphins
funny.
don't have a
Really
have a
well done,
pick.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yikes. Vikings march on to the
Mhm.
playoffs. We'll see what happens there. We'll talk about them in a minute.
Mhm.
Bengals just roll over Ravens team that didn't try.
They were playing like their third string
Yeah.
across the board.
That happened several times.
Yeah,
We'll talk
right.
about it again here. The Eagles beat the Giants, who played their third string quarterback.
Right. And Dayball still looked pissed. Just,
He was
just
furious.
right. How dare you?
We almost
Because he tried to go jet skiing in the middle of winter and sank it.
Right.
Yes, right. What was the name of his bar? I forget. What was the name of his bar again?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Dayball's bar. And his way too old girlfriend
Right.
that he would
Yes.
take jet
He went to
skis.
the
Still
townie
wearing a
bar.
bikini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Very leathery skin.
Yes, that's Dayball.
I love it.
Ugh.
Making out at the bar.
Ugh.
I
Gross.
babe.
It's just a lot of tongue. Just
Gross.
it's like he's eating her face.
Dayball.
Stop! I gotta get a
With
wing.
sauce.
Yeah, right. Like how he's Mark Madden in Are You First?
He's Mark. He ate Mark Madden so much. The worst. He's Mark Madden. Nobody knows who Mark Madden is. Thank
Well, if you're from
God.
Pittsburgh,
Good,
you know who
good,
he
for,
is.
good for you if you don't know who he is. Keep it that way. All right. 9-time Super Bowl champion MVP Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
Once again.
fantastic. I love him.
Undefeated.
Fucking great, man. Keep this
Beat the
going.
Cardinals.
I am so on board.
Me too.
Love it.
Oh God. Cardinals are just a mess. I mean, what a disaster. I saw a reporter on NFL Network describe Kingsbury during the firing talk as a guy who didn't really want to be there.
Yep.
Yep.
Trace
you're right.
McSorley is one of the most Madden creative
Oh, I-
players of
Oh
all
my
time.
God. He plays for the Tiburon, whatever the
Yeah, right. The Sharks, the Tiburon Sharks.
the Tiburon
Something
Mexican
Jesters. I think
Sharks.
that was another one.
Yeah.
Um,
McSorley.
to talk about, we mentioned this off the air, but Kingsbury got fired on his day off.
Oh, he did. And what's he going to do with that Joker painting? That's a
Mm.
serious question because this house he's got to sell this house, right?
Absolutely.
No way
I
he's
mean,
keeping this house.
now
you
he can
imagine-
afford his house. Let's be frank about that. He's getting all of his money.
Oh, right.
So,
sure,
you
he
know.
can afford it, but he's going to live somewhere else, right?
That's embarrassing. You don't want to live in the place you got fired. That's
It's sad. You got to
Oh, that
kick
is
everybody
sad.
out. You got to kick everybody out of your house. Sorry. Isn't
there's
that what he
nobody in
does?
his house.
His
He's just-
girlfriend.
It's
he
him and
kicks
his
out of his
Joker
house.
painting.
Go live in. Me and my Joker painting are gonna have quiet time together.
That's all I need. Just me and my Joker painting and this giant picture of a lion.
My favorite thing was when we talked about the dead money, and then you sent the picture of Joker burning the
Yes,
money.
Right.
That was my favorite.
Gotta send a
The
message.
text thread. What's he gonna do with all his dead money? He's gonna burn half.
He's
of it.
going full
right.
Joker.
Yeah.
on full Joker.
This will turn me into the Joker.
Why so
That
serious?
also got me good.
Why so serious, Steve Kime? Oh God, Steve Kime turns into Harvey Dent. Just hang out together. Oh God. All right, meaningless games category. Falcons beat the Bucks. Meaningless, completely meaningless.
Meh.
Brady didn't play. They talked about how Desmond Ritter was amazing in this game. I hope
like-
that they think that. And
I
don't
like the
draft a
name
quarterback.
Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
It reminds me of this Georgia quarterback who I keep wanting to call
Stetson.
Chet Stedman from
Yeah,
Rookie of the Year,
right.
but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett, which is once again a great quarterback name. Like
Yes,
Colt McCoy
amazing.
is a fantastic
Yeah,
right,
quarterback
right.
name. Stetson Bennett is a great quarterback
Is
name.
Stetson Bennett a highly touted quarterback?
No,
He's
not.
also old. He's like
Yeah.
25 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's very
And-
old.
I'm trying to think of a good comparison. He actually, you know what? Good comparison is Colt McCoy.
Yeah,
like
I
almost
guess.
for like exactly the same guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of
think he's-
Winky a little bit. Like
little
Winky
bit,
was
yeah.
Winky,
Right.
Chris Winky, we talked about last week, was old.
Yeah.
And like won a national championship.
So you're telling me he's a future Titans quarterback?
Might be. Steelers ended up having a meaningless game against the Browns. They beat them.
Kind of sucks,
couldn't
you know,
get in.
because they would have won. They would have gotten in actually if the Jets put up more than 6 points.
That would have been one of the
I've-
most insane turnarounds I've ever seen.
Absolutely,
Baby hands playoff team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, though that Raiders or that Steelers team looked so bad at the beginning of this year.
hmm
Well, Mitch Trubisky didn't help with that.
No, and Tomlin, no losing record again. I mean, he got to 9-8. I mean,
I wish I had bet that now. I was
Yeah,
very
right.
nervous about that, but I wish I had bet it. Good old Tomlin. I feel like this team is Steelers are on their way up.
they are.
Maybe make a
Yep.
couple moves here, and they might be in a good
Yeah.
spot.
They already made a great move. They have basically a first rounder for. I mean,
Right.
in any normal draft, that would have been the
was-
last pick.
That's a
so.
solid pick.
Yep.
Okay. Category. Oh, what? For one more year, one more week. Texans beat the Colts.
Oh,
We talked about it a bunch.
Yeah,
What else?
What
What else
can
is
we
there to
say?
say?
every time I hear
Why?
the words, it shocks me.
I know. My
Why?
God,
I mean, the Colts
Fucking
stink.
idiots.
The
Yeah.
Colts stink. But you could have
It-
played Jeff Driscoll here
yeah,
and just
and secured
sucked.
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't,
Why did those players? I'm sorry. Like, if you had just one extra drop on your resume this year, it's not going to make any effect at all.
Yeah.
Just stand behind a Colts player and don't catch the Hail Mary.
I also think too the
Oh,
Colts
coach,
are
I
like
tried.
so
they converted
inept themselves. You know that
Yeah.
also helped. You know.
they converted like a 4th and 20
Yeah.
and then had to go for 2 to win. Like it wasn't like they just won. Like they just blew them out.
I love
There
Jeff
was nothing they
Saturday
could do.
saying, you know, when he gets this job, major changes are going to occur. I'm like, oh, Jeff. Oh, sweetheart.
When
You've had it since like week 6.
Yeah.
you could have made major changes.
Yeah, right.
You played every quarterback on the roster. None of them are good.
One
I
day,
also
guys,
like-
I'm totally going to do my job.
yeah.
Was
I
it
just got to
Chris?
get a groove.
Who's their GM? Chris
Jeff-
Ballard?
Yeah, Ballard. They'd be like,
He
Jeff,
went up-
the games are over. He's like, oh, I was going to do it. Ah, next
I was
year.
gonna make if only I had
Really? Nobody told me. Oh.
Ballard went up in front of the media, and I actually like his press conferences usually. Like he's a pretty honest guy and in a not honest world.
Yeah, right.
But he was like, yeah, I failed. I failed the team.
Sure did.
We need to get a quarterback in the draft. We have completely failed this team. Like, okay, good.
Well-
I guess you figured it out finally.
That's accurate.
Until they signed Derek Carr this offseason. I hope.
No.
All right, Broncos beat the Chargers. This one made me angry. So angry. What are you doing, Chargers? Why are you playing your
Oh.
starters?
They went into that game knowing they couldn't get out of whatever. What are they?
Nothing.
6th, 5th, somewhere.
Fifth.
Fifth. They knew they couldn't improve on that. That they were at 5, and yet they played their starters. What is wrong with you?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
What I also don't get is the explanation. Did you
No,
hear
what was
this?
it?
No.
He said, "There's only so many players you can play." Like he got mad at the media for asking him why he played his starters, and it's like, okay, I get it. You can't like bench every single player, but like, is it Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa? Joey
Mhm.
Bosa should not have played. Mike Williams should not have
Nope.
played. Justin
Austin
Herbert should
Eckler.
not have played. Austin Eckler should not have played, and Derwin James should not have played. Everybody
Yeah.
else, fine. You want to play the other guys, fine, but.
He is-
Why? People are playing third string quarterbacks because they're worried the second
Right.
string is going to
You have a 13-person
doing?
practice squad. Bring up a couple of them. Like, I mean,
why? Yeah.
Right.
Like the defense of like, oh, well, hindsight's 2020 and who was I supposed to play? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You should be fired.
this man is. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get
You
to
should be fired.
Yeah.
Braden Staley. But the Broncos beat you. You played. Okay, both of these made me really mad. You played your starters, Chargers, and you still lost.
I know, right? To the Broncos.
Fuck, you lost to the Broncos. You lost to the Broncos, which, by the way, you let Russell Wilson throw like 3 more touchdown passes to ruin the fucking toilet
Boo.
thing. Bathrooms in his
Oh,
house.
yeah,
is
he ruined the whole
completely-
fucking thing.
You ruined it all, Brandon.
I'm gonna
Staley.
just start pissing in his bushes just to even it out.
Good grief. A 14th toilet outside. The Commanders, running
Fourth
their
toilet.
third string quarterback out,
Mhm.
beat the Cowboys, who played their starters.
Dak, man. I've saying it for
Sucks.
weeks. There is not a single quarterback I trust least in the playoffs
Me
than Dak
neither.
Prescott.
No. Why would you?
He's gearing up. He is just getting ready for it.
It was bad. It was bad.
Sam Howell,
He played well.
he played well. I
He
liked
played
his
well.
deep. He threw a couple nice deep passes. I was very impressed with him.
The one thing I'll say is like
He looks like a caricature of a human, but I mean, he is.
yeah, but he played this really good Dallas defense
Mhm.
and did that.
Yep. They were saying, I guess next year Heineke, his contract's up,
Mm.
and like he probably will command. He probably could start, or at least potentially start in a training camp, compete for a starting job. So he's probably not going to stick around in Washington if they're going to draft a quarterback. And Howell, they drafted him last year, so
I'm surprised Ron Rivera's
yeah,
still
still
here.
around. And
surprised.
there's always one surprise firing though. I'm still. I don't think we're out of the woods yet on these firings, on these coach.
No, I don't
firings.
think we are either.
Exit interviews still need to be done. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see. So the Commanders won a meaningless game.
Yeah, I love how they finished 8-1. That's very Commanders.
Such a Commanders Ron
Yeah.
Rivera move. All right. 2 more categories to go. One more. The ballad of the 2022
yeah.
Carolina Panthers. One more. And normally I wouldn't care about this game at all, except for they won because Sam Darnold fumbled into the end zone again and they recovered it. Why do we keep winning these way?
Yeah,
Why is
Amazing.
this your number one
It's- I
move,
love it.
Darnold?
I love it.
He
He's done
leads the
twice.
league
Yeah,
more than twice over the last 2 years.
Wow.
He's
Really?
hit in the face by a snap, and it rolls into the end zone, and somebody lands on it.
that's his move. That's called
his
doing the
move.
Darnold.
It's a
That's
signature.
just smart.
Yeah,
So look,
signature.
everyone thought the guy who threw the ball forward was crazy.
right.
Yeah,
The whole
forward pass,
the
forward
turns off
fumble.
the face mask into a fumble. TD,
Mhm.
Yeah,
the next evolution of football.
So there used to be a player for the Bucks, and he played briefly for the Bills named Dave Moore. He was a tight end, and he used to have his move, and I always called it the Dave Moore move, where he would block, fall over, be in the middle of this massive humanity, and then just get up, not go anywhere, just get up and be like, I'm open, and then catch something because he'd fall down and people would lose track of him. That was like the Dave Moore move. And if Darnold's got a move, more power to him. I love it.
Oh my God. He's got to move. One more category. You blew it. The Packers blow it. The
Oh
Packers,
my
all they
God.
needed to do was beat the hapless Lions,
In
America's team,
Green
in
Bay.
your home stadium with everything going in your direction.
National
Aaron
TV.
Rodgers finally. Nope. The Lions win. The
Love it.
Lions. This was petty. If you like
Oh,
petty,
I love
Oh,
it.
if
yeah,
you
I
like
know, it was
petty,
great.
this was
Going
petty.
for it on 4th down just
Listen,
to fuck them.
Aaron
Give a
Rodgers
shit.
talks
Yeah.
more shit about his division rivals than even Brady didn't talk that much shit about the Bills, Dolphins and Jets. He talks shit all the time about him. I have no problem with the team sticking it to him.
I loved it.
Yep.
I actually loved it.
Also, why does Quay Walker hate medical personnel? What the fuck was that all about?
I don't think he even knew who was there. I think he just wanted to
Apparently,
fight
this
somebody.
is the second time he's done
Yeah,
that.
he did in the
though.
Bills game too. He shoved once again though. It was a guy not in uniform. It was some dude, one of the practice squatters in like regular street gear.
Yeah. I think he's just looking for a fight
I guess.
and
but why
like, was ready to
why
push
is it always
anybody.
somebody in street gear?
I don't know. He pushed a fucking medical professional. A week after DeMar Hamlin's
right.
injury and all that, he pushes a medical staff member who's just trying to get him out of the way to get
Right.
in to see the guy who was forearmed to the face,
Yeah.
which was not called.
Mhm.
Refs, great job. They didn't call that. And then they didn't kick him right out. That was the other
Yeah.
thing that annoyed me. Like they didn't kick him out. They gave him a personal foul, and then somebody from the NFL office was like, "Yo, this guy's got to get fucking tossed. Stop this right now."
His apology was great though. They were like, He basically just was like, I'm dumb as shit. Like, it's all
The Ryback.
You're either
right.
yeah, right. You're either fucking with me or you're dumb as shit. Which one
Yeah.
is it? I'm dumb as shit.
That's basically what it was.
Oh boy. I love that Dan Campbell like talks shit about the Packers too, where he's like,
Mhm.
if we can't get in, neither are they. That's what he said
Love
in the
it.
sideline report.
Yeah, I love it.
My only regret is now we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever months of fucking Poochie
Yeah.
pouting and keeping everybody is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. As long as the attention's on me, I don't give a shit.
Ugh.
I think he's done. Apparently, he met for like the last 2 days or whatever with the
Really?
owners and GM and all that. Yeah, I think he's just done. He's definitely done in Green Bay.
No, he's 100% done in Green Bay. Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah. Oh
think?
yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think.
Wow,
he's
I
gonna
don't think
go
so. I think he's
somewhere.
coming back.
No, I think he's done. I think he's gonna go
coming
somewhere.
back.
I think he's gonna ask for a trade.
I think
Maybe.
he's just gonna retire.
I mean, they gave him like a 4-year
just-
contract,
he
and he
just
is
wants to go-
40.
Just go do drugs and read books, man.
I mean,
That
do
was all he
appreciate
wanted
that.
to do. Then that'd be okay with me. But
he wants to. Then he wants to tell me about it. I don't need to. Hear
yeah,
it.
he wants to
Like,
coach
Then he wants to
Jeopardy.
sell you
and-
a Bitcoin version of
Yeah.
fucking 1984.
yeah. Good.
the
God.
Orly.
Good God. Animal Farm. Great book.
Fahrenheit 451, man. That's like the that's how hot it is when you burn a book.
Oh, I have to go now.
He's finally getting around to reading his high school reading.
Catcher in
that,
the Rye.
that one
Right.
summer when he was playing like travel baseball and
Yep.
didn't get to
Yeah.
read all his summer reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Catcher in the Rye. Is
My
good.
expectations are so great.
Of human bondage is not what I thought it was about, man.
God.
You went to jail
Ugh.
for a loaf of bread? What? What?
Scarlet Letter.
That's like when I threw the ball and he didn't catch it.
I like the.
Maybe for the show we should just do ayahuasca. Try to
Yeah,
to
right. Yeah.
see what it's
how-
really like.
Totally get
We're
Iron
just
Man now.
See
3
what
hours
it's
of
like.
puking our brains out.
then laughing in between.
Just like college.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sounds good.
You can play
All
Def
right.
Jam Vendetta. It'll be great.
Oh, that'd be great. All right. Let's talk about the playoffs.
Playoffs.
We've got some wild card weekend games. The playoffs are weird now because there's no 2 buys and all that shit.
Yeah. I'm still not
Everybody
used to that.
plays except for the top 2 seeds. So I don't know.
Right.
Do you want to pick week to week? How do you want to do this?
Yeah. Let's just
Yeah, we'll just do it quick.
run through the game. Right. Right. We don't
All
have
right,
to.
so let's go with the NFC first. Seattle Seahawks playing the San Francisco 49ers. Lowest
Seahawks.
seed against highest seed.
Seahawks are gonna get crushed.
Saturday at 4:30.
I hope so.
They're gonna get fucking
There's no-
destroyed.
There's no way. There's no way they win this.
No.
Definitely not. Brock Purdy is going to be a 9-time Super Bowl MVP. So,
He's got to get the first one out of the way. I think that's
All right.
important for him. So,
all right, so
ripping
we're
the
sweeping
Band-Aid
that.
off. Just get
Gino
your
is
first
not
Super
winning
Bowl.
a playoff game.
yeah.
Gino
Honestly,
in the playoff
Gino,
game.
good story though. I did appreciate his
Agreed.
resurgence.
He also laughed at this. He threw for more yards in a season than Russell Wilson ever did.
Yeah.
That's good.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, so we sweep the Niners on that one.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. New York Giants at Minnesota Vikings Sunday at 4:30. I really want to pick the Giants. I know there are frauds, and I know it's bullshit, and I know Giants fans just trump up their fucking team
Oh,
like they're
do
really
they
good.
ever?
But I totally could see the Giants. They played the Vikings tough last time. They have that formula that could beat the Vikings in the playoffs, and we know the Vikings are going to lose at some point. We know this ride is going to end.
Mhm.
Does it end here with the
Yes.
Giants?
Yes, it does.
Maybe.
I have the
Yeah.
Giants winning this one.
I have the
Yep.
Giants winning this one.
I like. Here's the thing. You just said it, Ryan. You just talked about it. What time is this game?
4:30.
That's not
on
Cousins
Sunday.
times, baby. If it ain't 1 o'clock on a Sunday, it ain't Cousins time.
Yeah.
Cousins zone.
Yeah.
comes to an end.
Given even money, I would still take the Vikings here,
Mhm.
but I could definitely see the upset.
Yeah,
But the Giants are also shit.
they are.
They're
Like,
not.
I can't
They're
forget
not
that.
great.
Like they
But-
are. They
But
do not deserve to be
formula-
here. This
the
is the worst
formula-
season of football I've ever seen in my entire life,
Yeah.
which is the only reason the Giants are there.
Right.
But you can also say when a team loses the way the Giants lost that game, they're gonna be playing with extra fire to show that that was a fluke. You know,
Yeah.
so it's not like they split even. It's not like a division game. They are coming for the Vikings. I think they're gonna win.
The defense is very solid,
Yep.
and Cousins not going to do well with that.
No.
They can't stop the run very well, and Barkley's been pretty good, although second half of the year he trailed off. But if Daniel Jones doesn't do anything stupid, which is
Mhm.
hard to say, I could see them winning this.
I think
I'm picking
Giants
the Giants
in a dome too. I think that their
Yeah.
offense is better when you don't have to deal with all the weather. I think they're gonna win.
All right, 2 out of 3. Here's another one. Cowboys at Bucks, Monday night, 8:15 p.m. Give me the Bucks.
The Bucks.
I don't like it, but give me the Bucks.
The Cowboys are going to win this game, but then I think it ends.
Yeah.
Unless the Vikings win, in which case the Cowboys are going to beat the Vikings.
Wouldn't
I
that be
have
the
this
Cowboys'
theory
best scenario.
that either Brady is going to lose this game so badly, he's going to just because I mean the Buccaneers are a minus 47 point differential. That's the 8th worst in the worst.
They're not good.
They are not good. I still have this sinking feeling
Yes.
they're going to go on a run. It's
Yeah.
either they lose this game and they lose it horribly, or if they win this game, they're going to the NFC Championship game.
I think they win this game because Dallas is playing like shit.
They really are.
They have Mark McCarthy as their coach.
Yeah. Who's just wow.
Their defense is worse. Every
Mhm.
week they're worse. They just got beat by the third
Yeah.
string quarterback of the Commanders. This is not good. And they're going on the road and it's outside.
Mhm.
Looking at the Bucs schedule now, they might have had one of the softest schedules I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well,
Yeah.
they had to play the Panthers and
Like-
all those guys twice.
Yeah. Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, if you count the Steelers, 5, 6, 7 teams with winning records. And
Mhm.
that's if you're counting the Steelers,
Who barely had a winning record.
who barely had a winning record.
Right.
I mean, this team, they struggled to win 8 games against bullshit.
They sure did.
Boy, this team sucks.
I still think they're going to win.
I still think they're going to win too.
I got this. Like I said, I can't get over Dak in a high pressure situation, not
It's-
fucking it up.
Monday
I
Night
agree.
Football, first ever wild card.
Yeah, that's a good.
Monday Night Football.
Honestly, that's a good call. That when they came up with the schedule, I was even before the schedule came out. I'm like, this is definitely the Monday night game. This
Yeah.
is what everybody.
Of course.
That'll put eyeballs on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday night, Dallas versus
Dallas and
Brady. Of
Brady,
course.
yeah.
All right, moving to the AFC. Dolphins, our Dolphins against our Bills. I think this is a boat race for the Bills because I don't think Tua is going to play. So
I think
Bills
he-
win.
I think he will play.
Oh, I heard he wasn't cleared for anything.
The Dolphins are. We've seen this before with this team,
Oh,
right? If there's a chance, a sliver of a chance that he could play, they're going to throw him out there for better, for worse. And he is
Oh.
when he plays for the Dolphins, they are a different team.
They're better.
I think the Bills win. I think it's. I don't think. I mean, I think it's. I think they win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And now, I reserve the right if Tua does not play that it becomes a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Okay.
I'm with you. If Tua plays, I think it's a close game
Closer.
or like just a good win. Like,
yeah,
they won by 7
Right,
points,
right.
10 points. Like,
Still
a
think the Bills
solid
win.
win.
Tua's.
But
I
if
mean,
Tua
the
doesn't
Dolphins
play, it's gonna
though
be
they still
45-3.
they still have their weapons. They still, the defense is still good. It'll be a tough game, but
I thought
think
Hill
the
hurt
Bills-
his foot.
He did, but no play. What is it? The Raheem, whatever, the running back broke his thumb, though. He probably will
Yeah.
not play. As a running back, you
Right.
kind of need to hold on to the ball. So
Mostert is probably out.
Right.
All right. Bengals. Ravens will travel to the Bengals and play again. They played last week. They are going to
Sort
be
of.
on. Yeah, right. They play on Sunday Night Football. Why this game? Is Lamar going to play?
So that's what I'm going to say here. If Lamar plays, I'm going to pick the Ravens. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He's had good luck against the Bengals. I guess you could say he's well rested. There's something about him because this is the most fascinating thing going into I texted you guys this. I think this is the most fascinating story I think going into this week's games. If you're Lamar and you come back and you play and you upset the Bengals, how much money have you added to your contract?
Sure.
Right? If you come back in the second play, you tear your ACL.
Oh.
I'm just like, there's so much like, does it matter? If you can come back and do this, you've just added $30 million to your contract. If you haven't and you injure yourself, then you're out everything. It's very interesting to me.
It's interesting, but I don't think he plays. They still don't know if he's going to play, and there's not a lot of time left to figure that out and have practices and stuff. So
if I were him, I would not be playing this game.
If I were him, I wouldn't play either, and I would leave.
Yep.
At this point.
Yep.
Unless they pay me more than Deshaun Watson, I'm leaving.
The Ravens signed what's his name, Roquan Smith. They gave him like a 5-year massive deal today, and I'm sure Lamar's just like,
the fuck.
All right.
Oh,
Hello.
Yeah. Right.
Over here.
Yeah.
You want to win this playoff game? You might want to sign me. Oh boy. All right. I'm picking the Bengals. Fuck.
Bengals have won 9 games in a row.
Bengals are going to win this. Bengals are going to
About
win
to
the
be
AFC.
10.
Maybe the
think
Bengals
they
will
have a
win
shot.
the
Definitely could. Yeah.
I think those top 3 teams are quite literally the only 3 good teams in this league.
AFC. In the entire league. Yeah. Except
Yeah.
for the 49ers. I think the
49ers
Yeah, I
are
think
good, but
49ers.
they have flaws too.
Are you
Dude.
talking about 9-time Super Bowl MVP Brock Purdy?
That's not who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking
all
about the
right,
Niners
good,
collectively,
good,
not him.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Niners
He is
collectively
He is
as an
above the
idea.
Niners. Yeah, right.
All right. All right. He's above the Niners.
We can't show a picture of him though because he's so holy. So,
he's
just imagine
holy.
him.
How do they have the most sexy and the most holy quarterback on the same
Oh
team?
my god.
3 is a lie. All right,
Lot going on.
I'm gonna make
Lot
this an
going on there.
actual statement. I think there are
Okay.
5 good football teams this year.
Okay.
Legitimately. Like
are
5
they?
actual real football teams. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Eagles, and the Niners.
49ers?
Yep. I think that's fair.
it.
Probably
Every
right.
other team, I don't think would be successful in a different year. I know that's weird and you can't
No, I get it. I get it.
contextualize that.
Right, but usually NFL has way
Right.
better teams.
But I legitimately mean this when I say that this is the worst season of football I have ever watched.
Mhm.
Every single team looked like they forgot how to make football happen.
We're kicking off this Saints Falcons game, and for some reason they dropped
I
the
mean,
puck. That's weird.
I've never seen such a dearth of talent at the quarterback position.
Mhm.
20 of these teams could make a legitimate chance that like we could probably use a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Maybe
I told
even
you.
more.
I was laughing at the
The Orton
Colts.
line was the highest it's ever been this year.
Yeah.
Right, the Orton line was high. I was laughing at Chris Ballard and the Colts saying, "I don't think we have a dearth of talent." He was using your language, Greg. I don't think we're devoid of talent. And like, I think you are.
Yeah.
I think you might be. All right.
What's the other game?
Chargers.
Oh, that's right.
Chargers at Jaguars.
I like the Jaguars.
I like the
Saturday,
Jaguars too.
8:15
Yep.
p.m. This is tough for me because in the preseason, I predicted the 49ers would play the Chargers in the Super Bowl. At some point, I thought, oh, well, the Chargers ain't making it. 49ers aren't making it. Both have made it now.
Yep.
Chargers have pieces, but that coach is always going to hamstring them. But I always can't. I feel like I can't count out Justin Herbert. I feel like I just can't.
Mhm.
Like, he is too good. He can overcome stuff. The Jaguars blew out the Chargers at the beginning of the season when Herbert played. They sucked. But I'm still picking the Chargers. I'm sticking with the Chargers. Give me the Chargers here.
All right.
I don't think I didn't like what I saw out of the Jaguars offense.
I am
against the
so
Titans.
concerned about this Chargers coach, like in his ability to make the right calls at the right time. Because I think this game will be close, and I think it could be down to that last drive where Herbert has a chance, and I think he's going to get shoestrung by his own coach. I think the play calling is going to tie him up.
If that
Um,
happens,
Yeah.
does that mean Staley actually gets
Yes.
fired?
100%. I think if he didn't make the playoffs, he would have 100% been fired. I think if he fucks up spectacularly in the playoffs, he's going to get fired.
Yeah.
This team is so close. They can't be dragged down by an idiot first-time head coach who's done nothing but show he can't control. He has like no time management. He makes stupid play calls, stupid personnel decisions.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
He's-
too close.
I think Mike Williams is supposed to play in this game.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
day to day, so you should play.
I think he's going to play. That's a miracle.
I actually saw this on, I think CBS was talking about it today. So if you're a quarterback, if you're any NFL player, you can't like play a season and then say I want to renegotiate my contract. You have to wait 4 accrued seasons before you can negotiate past your rookie contract. Joe Burrow and Herbert and Tua and Jalen Hurts are all eligible this year. Those are big decisions, and I think every single one of them, maybe not Tua, but not even Tua, every single one of them should now bring it up.
Right.
Like Joe Burrow, like get your money when you can. Joe Burrow has never been higher.
Mm.
Yeah. I would lock in Joe Burrow
Yes.
for as many years as I can.
Right.
I would give
Yep.
him a fucking baseball deal.
do it
330
with-
million, 13 years.
Would you do it with Herbert?
You don't get to have a beard.
A Carlos Correa deal.
Yeah, right.
Don't fail a physical 14 times, please.
Yeah. We're going to make fucking Joe Burrow Day in Cincinnati, just like Bobby
Oh,
Bonilla.
there's already a Joe Burrow
Oh,
day.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Would you do that for Herbert?
Yes.
Would you give him a long-term?
Yeah, I
like,
guess
Yes,
so.
I
Okay.
think there's problems there though.
right.
I think Greg pointed out his problems.
Yep.
Like he does have problems. He throws at that weird arm angle, and
Mhm.
I think that's an issue.
It's weird.
We've seen it. We've
It's
seen
weird.
it.
Oh, I did see somebody.
What?
They actually
How
did
can
say
you not
who
pay
had the
him?
stat for most batted balls, and it was surprising.
Really?
Oh,
Not
Wasn't
Baker?
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, Baker was the
It
one I
wasn't.
instantly think of.
No,
All time or just this season?
no, this season. Shit, I
Okay.
can't remember. But it wasn't Herbert, much to my surprise.
Huh?
It
Would
was somebody.
you-
It was somebody good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Mahomes or somebody?
Yes, someone like that.
Huh. Would you give the contract to Jalen Hurts, the long-term 10-year
Yeah,
contract?
I mean,
to
you
Jalen
have
Hurts?
to.
I
Yeah,
feel
Right,
like
I think
yes,
you have
but
to as well.
I'll be honest. I think maybe I just said this in a text, or I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I know fucking nothing about this Eagles team.
Yeah, right.
Considering how good they are and how good their record is, I feel like I've seen almost none of their games.
They're
can't
always
tell ya-
blowing people out on red zone. It's
And
like
I
they
think
never
that's
show it.
because I
Mhm.
watch Red Zone.
Yeah.
So if the game isn't close, I don't see it.
Right.
Right.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you I can tell you Antonio Brown, not Antonio Brown. No, I can't.
Yeah, right. I'm
What-
done. One of the Browns is there.
Who's my guy?
Brown. AJ
AJ.
Brown.
Yeah, I can't tell you their receivers. I can barely tell you their running.
I mean, he's
backs.
been great. AJ Brown has been good.
Yeah, Miles Sanders
That's-
has been good too, and nobody knows.
He's
you
been
know?
good too.
It's just weird. It's weird that they're the best team in football theoretically.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about them.
Mhm.
Whereas, back in the day, like I could tell you the second string lineman for Peyton Manning. Like I
Yeah.
can't do any of that now. It's just bizarre.
I
Mhm.
think it's
So I
just
don't-
because we're old.
It's possible.
I
Yeah.
used to be able to name 53-man rosters for every team,
Oh my
pretty
God,
much.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Now I can't remember what I ate for lunch. All right. Who are you picking, Jaguars or Chargers?
I'm on the Jaguars.
Okay.
I don't believe in this Chargers team. I don't believe in
Okay.
their coach. And I just don't
think that's fair.
believe in them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're both Jaguars and I'm Chargers. Is that what?
Yeah, we had a
All
couple disagreements. I like it.
right. I like it. I like it. All right.
Well, Mark, you went fucking crazy.
You didn't go crazy.
I kind of did. I kind of did.
Giants winning.
I have
picked that as
Giants
well.
I have the Bucks.
Bucks. I picked
Is
that as
the
well.
Giants and the Bucks winning.
Yeah, and
I
I
picked
have
both
the
of those.
I have the
and
Ravens winning.
I don't.
have the
I
The
don't-
Ravens
Ravens winning. That
if-
one's tough. If
if they
Lamar,
get
that one
Lamar.
is tough.
if Lamar plays.
If Lamar plays.
All right. Time for a segment. Sad boy boat. Who's going on the sad boy boat? Cliff
Oh.
Kingsbury. You were fired, so
man.
you go on the sad boy
It's
boat.
like the boat is
Cliff
sinking, and
Kingsbury,
he's doing
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
right.
near to God to thee is playing in the background.
He's out. He's definitely on the sad boy boat. Lovey Smith,
Lovey-
not on the
oh,
sad boy
no,
boat.
No. He's
Texans
on
on the sad boy boat.
Happy boy yacht.
right.
Yeah, he's
fucking
loving life.
Mac
Double
Jones.
burden as he drives by.
Mac Jones
Mac
looked
Jones.
pretty sad at the end of that.
Mac Jones on the
Mac
sad
Jones
boy
for
boat.
sure.
I like it. All right,
All
so
the Texans fans, all three of them.
just Texans, the whole
Right.
Texans thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
like
that's
that.
3. Who else? Who are we missing? We got one more.
There's got to be someone else.
Oh, there's
Aaron
definitely sad
Rodgers?
boys.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yes,
Oh,
I think that's
for
perfect.
sure.
Yep,
Rodgers?
right.
Yes.
That
Back on the
last shot
Subway
of him looking so like lip out, dejected. Yeah.
So disappointing that we didn't make. The receivers couldn't catch the balls, even though I threw the interception.
Right.
All right. That's our sad boy boat. Broadcasting moments of the week. I don't know. There's nothing really standing out to me. So let's move to Greg's bets.
Greg's bets last week. So I went 3-ish for 5.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So I picked the Titans plus 6.5. Got that.
Ooh.
I picked the Bills -7. Got that, no problem.
Okay.
Here's the wishy-washy one. Last week on the podcast, I picked Dallas +7. No, I picked Dallas -7. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I would have lost that. However, I didn't actually make the bets when we did that, and I forgot who I picked. I saw that game and I was like, I saw Washington Dallas. I'm like, I know I picked one of these two teams. I'm like, obviously I picked Washington. So I actually bet Washington +7,
I count
Okay.
that as a win.
which I won.
I like that.
count it.
Yeah.
Count it as a win.
I missed Green Bay -4.5.
I thought that
I
was a
thought
good
they were
pick.
going to win that game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too.
And I lost Arizona +14.
Wow.
I just thought,
Wow.
I thought for sure that
Plus
like,
14.
That's such a right in the NFL to see something like that. That's ridiculous.
Right.
That's why Kingsbury's.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
sitting at his house looking at the Joker baiting tonight.
So I have some end of the year updates also.
Oh yes.
Okay, all
Okay.
right.
I'm going by not a very clear metric, but a pretty close metric. I started the year with $220 in my little kitty.
Yep.
I ended the year at $305.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
So that's fine.
You're up.
The beginning of the year we did the over unders.
Right.
Right.
I hit 16 of them.
Pretty good.
Love
So
it.
exactly half.
Yep.
I like it.
And then the big one I won. I have to scroll through a million fucking things here.
Oh.
I got $55 on a $5 bet.
Oh.
Big one.
It was a big,
Big
one.
one.
Yeah, here it was. It was Bengals win AFC North, Chiefs win AFC West, and Buccaneers win NFC South.
Nice.
A 3-teamer?
3-teamer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that one came in for me. So yeah.
like that.
So end of the year up $80, $85,
pretty good.
something like that.
That's a great betting season.
Not
Mhm.
bad. Not
I'd
bad.
be happy with that.
Going into
Okay.
this week, I only picked 3 games.
Right.
I think that's fair. There's
I
only
think
Yeah.
that's
Right.
fine.
we only have
I feel like
6
I
or
should have
7,
picked
whatever
4
it
to
is.
keep it half, but
Yeah.
No, 3's good.
whatever. I have Tampa Bay +3. I still think Dallas is going to win this game, but I think it's going to be close.
Okay. Like
I have
that.
Cincinnati -6.5. I would have taken Cincinnati
Like that.
-10.
Like that. Okay.
And then I have Jacksonville +1.
I like that one.
Basically a pick 'em.
Fine.
Yep.
Why not?
I love Jacksonville. Let's go.
Why
for
not?
it. So
Yep.
there we
Why
go. It's playoffs. We've seen 17 games.
Things could happen.
These lines are like, it was hard to pick. These lines
Yeah.
are like spot on. Like if you asked me to pick the lines, I would come up with nearly exactly these numbers. So
There's always a weird upset. There's
Yeah.
always a weird upset.
Mhm.
Or more than one.
Absolutely. There's like I think it's gonna happen. Whether it happens here, division, there's always something
Gonna
that
happen.
happens. That's
There's always
out of-
something
can-
weird.
I can see the Bucks upsetting. I just think the Bucks are legitimately a shit team. Like I don't even know how they snuck in
Because their division is shit.
because their division was shit.
Right.
That's why.
Every other team in their division was 7-9, 7-8.
Wouldn't it have been great if they were
10?
knocked out
7-10?
and it was
Yeah.
a Brady-less, Patriots-less playoffs? Just
Rodgers-less playoffs.
Rodgers-less.
Rodgers-less?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Would have been nice.
I wouldn't even be nervous about anything. Like,
Yeah.
all right, great. We're
Maybe
winning
Aaron
wins.
Rodgers is Harvey Dent. You know, you live long enough to become the villain, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one.
No more sad boy boat. We got the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
We're
We're just
recasting the Dark Knight.
recasting the Dark Knight with NFL players. Perfect.
Who's Bane?
Oh God. Still Tom Hardy.
Yeah, right.
Still
Different
Tom
accent now.
I don't even
Still
remember
Tom
that
Hardy.
movie.
That movie sucks.
Those
Yeah.
first two were so good, and then I saw
They
the
were
third
great.
movie
I love them
once,
both.
and I was
Right.
like, I think
That
I'm done
third
with
movie
this forever.
sucks.
The part of that movie where they're just at the beginning where they're on an airplane and the minute he starts talking, I'm like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
uh,
This is gonna be the whole movie?
you can't keep
Oh,
that
it
up,
is.
Kenny. Oh, he is. All right.
Interesting
You
choice,
gonna do that?
Christopher.
All this? Okay. All right. Greg's bets. Good year on Greg's bets. We're gonna keep it
Yeah.
going. Football foobar time. What you got? Who's going
Well,
in?
Talking about upsets this week, I think a team that I think could upset, I did predict it, was the Giants. And let's face it, like the Giants, they made the playoffs, guys, right?
They did.
For
They
three
made it.
times. This is the third time in the last 10 years that the New York Giants are in the playoffs. So you know what?
Uh-oh.
We're gonna go party. We're gonna hang out in Manhattan. So we're gonna go to the Met. We're gonna take
Oh,
Greg to
boy.
go see Cats right on Broadway.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, what's your favorite cat, by the way? Like I have to ask.
He knows. He's got one.
It's Skimbleshanks, of course.
Skimbleshanks. I knew he had one loaded. I knew
He's a
it.
railway cat.
Tell by the look in his face. Like, oh, he's
Not
got
only
one.
is Skimbleshanks a fucking baller, but it is easily the best song in that musical.
It's like the time we asked on the TJF podcast, what furry would you be? And Greg had one loaded right away.
Yeah, right.
He knew exactly what furry would be immediately.
Tortoise.
It's
Sea
What furry would you be? I got one.
Yep. You guys are gonna hear about it now.
Of course. Of course
listen,
you got one.
We're gonna party in New York City. We're gonna get our street meet on. It's gonna be great. Then we're gonna go to the most glamorous, Manhattan City nightclub that we can possibly think of. Because today we're gonna meet Plaxico Burress there,
Oh,
and we're gonna talk about that time Plaxico shot himself.
Oh God, Plaxico.
So now, before I start this, when I do the research for this, right? It's
Yeah.
usually like I use a Wikipedia page, and there's like the whole Wizinator thing. There's like one article about it. There was the Najee thing. There was like one article about it. There's a shit ton about Plaxico shooting himself.
Yeah.
I had to go through multiple pages on Google, and I kept finding more and more information. My favorite page that I found was, by the way, top 8 things you didn't know about the Plaxico Burress shooting.
Whoa.
Like the name of that one. Like the
8?
name of that one. 8. And away we go. Okay. So for those who don't remember, Plaxico entered the league in 2000 as a number 8 overall pick selected by the Steelers. So didn't really play that well his first year because he was hurt, which is unfortunately going to be like a hallmark of Plaxico. He just gets
Right.
hurt. a
Always
lot.
hurt.
But when he wasn't hurt, he was awesome. He was big. He was tall. He could box people out. Great jump radius, great catch radius. He was awesome. So he starts with the Steelers, finishes up there, goes as a free agent to the New York Giants. So in 2008, while still with the Giants, news broke on the evening of November 28th that Plaxico Burress was shot at a Manhattan nightclub called the Latin Quarter. It came out that he was in stable condition, though, the next day. But as hours turned into days and days turned into weeks, we started getting more and more information about what happened. And it turned out Plaxico didn't get shot by somebody. Plaxico shot himself.
He shot himself.
So here's what happened. Plaxico had been on the injured reserve at the time and wasn't slated to play that weekend. He was lured out to the club by teammates who, by the way, were slated to play that weekend, which I think that's funny in itself. When he got to the club, he suddenly remembered, though, that he forgot something. Not his wallet, not his ID, but he forgot his gun. I mean, you got to go back for that, right?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. So, because you never know when you're going to get like jumped by like a gentrified like barista, I guess, in an upscale Manhattan nightclub. So he went back and got his gun. So he then proceeded to tell the bouncers, hey, I got a gun. And the bouncers just let him in because he was Plaxico Burress, because, you got to do that type of stuff.
Sure.
So now this is all right from Plaxico in explaining what happened that night. My friends and I stood at the bar for 5 minutes, and the place was packed wall to wall. The security guy suggested we go upstairs where we can get a table and chill, and it wouldn't be so crazy. So we did, and he led the way. The stairway was narrow and dark, and everything was black. I had a drink in my left hand, and I was walking right behind the security guard. The music was loud, and I could hear the bass thumping. The stairs under my feet also shook, but I could barely see, and I guess I missed a step, and my foot slipped. My gun came unhooked from my belt and went sliding down my right leg. My instant reaction was to catch it before it hit the floor, and I reached down with my right hand to grab it. And I guess my finger right on the trigger because it went off. The music was so loud that nobody heard the gun discharge, but I knew that it had because I saw the flash of fire through my jeans and the blood seeping out.
Oh my god.
Good deductive reasoning there that you've been shot.
Plaxico.
So Plaxico, thankfully, only shot himself. And he shot himself in the upper thigh, kind of like near the pubis, but not the pubis. So that's probably good for him.
Okay.
And he was quickly taken to the hospital by fellow giant Antonio Pierce. He was patched up and sent on his way, but just one problem: he didn't have a license to carry that gun, and he
Mm.
accidentally discharged it in a public place. So Plax was charged with 2 felony counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree and a single count of reckless endangerment in the 1st degree. Plax ended up doing 20 months in prison for the misfire.
I
Here's
didn't
my
even know
favorite.
that.
One of the 8
Ooh.
things I did not know about the shooting. Plaxico hired a prison consultant beforehand to prepare him for life in the clink. Okay. Clink is
That's
prison.
like a movie. Aren't there like several movies about that?
I like the prison
Was
consultant.
he Will Ferrell in this?
Yes.
So
Maybe
what's the
that's where they
moral-
got the idea.
from Plaxico.
Could be.
Yeah. So what's the moral of the story? Get a fucking license for your gun. I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world. They're not
Don't
hard
have
to
a
do.
gun.
Well, I thought New York, like no one gets licenses for guns in New York. Like
You
they have
have
like
to
a
go through some
no
classes.
handgun policy.
Well, in New York City, you mean, or New York
Yeah.
State? Yeah, New
New
York
York
City
City.
is. I think that's why he got hit as hard as he did because
Yeah.
of New York City. Or at least just don't have it like pointed at your dick in a New York City nightclub.
your
That's
sweatpants.
I'll
probably
tell you
a
what,
better
Mark,
thing.
if I'm being honest with you,
Yeah.
I think your explanation right now actually made Plaxico look in a better light than I thought, because I don't know why. I would have bet $100 that he had his gun in his sweatpants.
Yeah, right. Well, they talk about that. That was one of the things they said. Like everyone thought
Wasn't
he was
it-
wearing sweatpants,
Yeah.
and everyone thought
Yeah.
it was at a traffic light or something.
No, I knew that.
That's why, like when when Plaxico was telling that, it was like 2017. I got that from, and he was just kind of giving a rundown of what happened. Now, is Plaxico telling the story? This is right from Plaxico. Is he lying to make himself look better? Maybe. Right. We'll never know. We weren't there. They saw the flashlight and the bleeding penis. So
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
He was like when I was doing Giants training camp during that time, he was always late. He was always out late, like past curfew, and you'd hear like the rumblings of like him and Shockey were out late or whatever.
shocky.
They were both out late.
Howard Coughlin, like, how did he? Man, I just figured he would just go
He-
red with rage.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, Plaxico. What
So
a
there we go. Football foobar.
he
Another
belongs.
induction.
He belongs. He's okay, so it's funny.
Right. I forgot that he did actual jail time for that. By the way,
Me too.
I blanked
Yeah,
on the
I
fact
did
that he
too.
Suspended from the
20
NFL
months.
/ injured. He shot himself.
Yeah, right. 20 months in jail too. That's not short. That's not chump change,
That's a
man.
lot.
That was after the Super Bowl.
2008.
So it was after the Super Bowl, right?
I think so.
2007 was when the
Yeah, I
helmet
think
catch
so.
happened. Wow. Oh, Plaxico. All right, you want to give a game ball out? Any game balls you want to give out?
Naheem Hines, the best Bills trade
Oh.
ever.
Colts didn't need him.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oops.
Do y'all see that insane Chiefs play?
The ring around the rosy play.
Yeah.
Oh,
that didn't
yeah.
count.
I
forgot-
can't believe
I forgot.
that
I was- I
11
forgot that.
grown adults said to themselves, yeah, this will be cool.
It's so weird.
It reminded me of this was
They scored on that play too.
yeah, I know they did. It was called back, but
He got called back, but they scored a touchdown.
so it was when there was a point when the Saints were really bad and they had just scored a touchdown and they did this really elaborate leapfrog celebration where like one of them bent over and the other one was like leapfrog over the other of the other and it flashed the score when it did it. And it was like Bucks 35, Saints 7. It was
That
perfect.
sounds right.
It reminded me of that. It was
That
like
sounds
have
right.
have some self-control. Come on.
Good grief. I'm gonna give my game ball to Joe Mixon, who did the coin toss when he.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
When he
How
entered
is he
the
not
end
getting
zone.
suspended? Not
I don't
suspended,
know.
but how is he not getting fined? You're not allowed to use a prop, right?
Right.
I thought so. It was brought up by Ocho Cinco. He is the one who put it together. He's like, if somebody doesn't flip a coin, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
That's funny.
Which also reminded me of the Joe Horn cell phone
Yeah,
touchdown
right,
where
right.
he grabbed a cell phone underneath. He hit his cell phone
Mhm.
before the game, scored, and then pulled
I
the
had to
cell phone
explain
out.
the Sharpie to Cat.
Oh, yeah?
Terrell Owens.
Oh yeah, that was great too. Come
Yep,
on,
that was
was.
good.
Fuck you, Goodell. Piece of shit.
stop ruining it. All right. Any other game balls? Who do we miss? Is that it? We're good. All right.
Take a game ball away from the Chiefs.
Because
For
of
the
that.
ringing around the rosy.
Yeah.
Oh, they scored on that play though.
It's
No,
it is-
only because of the hold, though.
Right.
It got called back.
Yeah, it did.
Didn't
the level
count.
of arrogance to pull that play out though.
I
is
mean,
pretty
how
high.
disrespectful.
I know, right?
We're gonna fuck with the Raiders. We're gonna do some ring around the rosy ass shit. All right, that's it. We're out of here. We're ready for the playoffs, week 1.
That's
I can't
right.
believe we
Oh,
actually
yeah.
made it. We're here. Can't
It's
wait.
been a long season.
I
It
love
has
wild
been.
card weekend. It's great.
17 games, by the way. I'm not feeling it.
No, I liked it when it
I
was
don't
16.
think anything extra gets
18
achieved
weeks?
by it.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Also, and I know this has happened once before, so you gotta expect it happens in every sport. You know, they're talking about Pat Mahomes beating records and all, like, yeah,
All
but he had an
records are
extra
out the
fucking
window because he
game.
has an extra
Right.
week. Yeah.
Right. And I know it, the 14 games to the 16 games and then the expansion of the playoffs, like this is just naturally going to happen. But it
Yeah.
just it sullies it. I hate that we now have to be like,
Yeah.
oh well, there has to be, like, to get a full view of the game, there always has to be an asterisk to it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Which is right. It's just annoying to have to keep track of it too. You know.
I mean,
Right.
I guess you could argue that football kind of changed as a sport over the last 12 years with the passing. So none of it matters because Kirk Cousins throws for 6,000 yards
right.
and
Yeah.
Dan Marino would be rolling over in his grave.
Throwing 8,000 yards.
Yeah, what would he be throwing for?
Yeah.
So John Elway. I mean, I
Yeah.
once watched John Elway win a 7-6 playoff game.
Mhm.
7 points to 6 points. What would he do in these rules? You know? So maybe that's the argument, but yeah, I don't like it either. I hate
It just feels like
Not
it wears down. Like I was ready for
Right.
the season to be over with like 2 weeks ago, 3
I'm
weeks.
also
Yeah.
exhausted.
it's
Yeah,
also a
right.
cash grab. Like it feels like a cash
Oh,
grab
for
and,
sure.
and
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
improve the game in any way.
I think they're going to expand it again.
No,
I think
they
they're gonna
are.
go-
I think
Yep.
you're right.
I think they need to ditch the extra preseason game and just make it a real game if they're going to
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
They're
I think
gonna
they're,
do-
yeah, I think
They
they,
did
will.
that before, and that was their
Yeah.
argument for like the season isn't as long because there's only 3 preseason games, and it's like, no,
I
those
think
games don't
within
matter.
the next 3 years, we're going to have an extra regular season game and we're going to have another playoff team. There's going to be 8 playoff teams. That way it's equal. Yeah, it's half. You have 8.
Oh, for
make
sure.
it
No
8
bye.
Yeah, right.
That takes away
Hate
a lot
it.
of the drama, though.
Hate
It
it.
does, but I think
The
NFL
Bengals aren't
doesn't
going to
care.
play. That Bengals game this weekend. Not that it was a banger, but like they're not going to. That's going to be a no game. That might as well be a preseason game.
sure.
Mm.
Like
Right.
either way, you're getting a preseason game.
You're
gonna get one.
You're going to pay us full price though.
Right.
So, which is all the NFL cares about anyway. So
Right.
Have
All
we
right.
seen more quarterbacks this year than ever before?
yes, it was the most quarterbacks started in a single season.
Wow.
It was like 64 different starting quarterbacks.
Wow.
And only
Insane.
5 of them are good.
Yeah, right.
Insane. Insanity. All right. We're out of here. You can go listen to our other show, the TGIF podcast, which you got to get ready for our
Yeah, soon.
new episode that's coming up soon. But we have a
Yeah.
Christmas episode and 26 other gems. You can go check them out. And we're ready for football. We're ready for
Yeah.
the playoffs. I can't wait. We're going to get a Super Bowl champion here. Hopefully it's not Tom Brady. Good
Could you
God.
imagine?
Oh
Can you
my God.
imagine if he's back?
Ugh.
Oh.
We'll
Oh.
see. This point might be moot. We have to revisit this. We could come back next episode and it won't be a problem.
It would be
So-
great if that happened. All right.
It's like this. It's like you're waiting for a doctor's call. Like you had
Yeah,
the test
right.
done.
Yeah.
That's Tom
Mm.
Brady, and it has been for a decade now.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
you can breathe easy once he's gone,
Right. Or you're going to get a phone call on Monday and
Right.
it's going to be like,
or it's terminal.
no.
Sorry, he's back.
Yeah.
He's going to be grafting on other fucking fingers to his hand.
Oh God.
We'll see. Should be a good weekend.
Can't wait. All right. We're done. Peace out, everybody.
Goodbye.